The Revel has these 3 marker lights up in the fairing, and I was wondering, wouldn't it look a lot better if it had 5 of them? Well, I think it does look better. So in this video, let me show you how I put them in. The good news is that the fairing already has holes for 2 additional lights, one here and obviously one on the other side. They're just covered with the black plastic plug, which can easily be removed. The thing is, those holes are 1/2 inch and I need 3/4 of an inch. So I have to drill them out, which is not a big problem, but I'm not going to do that up here. So first step is to remove the front of the fairing and then work on it in my shop. I'm hoping it is not too hard to remove this front fairing. There are 2 Phillips head screws here on the side and then a couple of bolts on top which attach the fairing to that cross member and the solar panel. So I'm thinking if I take them all out, well, these ones on both sides obviously and the ones on top, I can take this whole fairing off and, well, it will be way easier then to install those additional lights. Of course, I want to protect the front of the roof as much as possible while working on this thing. So I'm thinking I can use this old, well, it's not really old, it will be after this though, blanket and stuff it in here. And I don't have a ton of room in my garage for working on this, but it's still better than doing it outside because not only is it very windy today, I think we will also get some rain. So doing it in here is still the better choice. All right, that should do it. Another reason for working in the garage is that I can use the roof trusses to sling some ratchet straps around and then kind of suspend this thing once I have removed the screws. I don't think it's very heavy. I mean, after all, it's aluminum, but I won't be able, I guess, to hold it in place once I remove the screws from the opposite side. And if I can kind of hold it in place with the straps, it might be easier to move around and safely lift off of the roof. Speaking of doing things safely, this is maybe not it. Let's see. Okay, there's more solar panel in the way on this side. I think I can manage. Yep. Awesome. So on this side, on the passenger side, and I'm not sure if you can see that, there's the cable that, well, connects to the lights, is tucked in here. And, well, I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure this is impossible to see on camera, but there's a little plug in here, so I should be able to uncouple that. And, well, of course, that's needed before I can take it off. So let me show you that really quick. Here's the connector. It's one of those waterproof 2-prong connectors. The male end is on the van side, and I guess, no, the male end is on the fairing side and the female end is on the van side. So this is separated now. Okay, now I have to remove these 2 Phillips head screws. Crap, I dropped it. Oh, I see it. Wow. Same on the other side now. So on this side, the screws are actually on the inside, in here, but I think I can easily get to them. Might even get to them. Oh yeah, it's wide open on this side here. Question though is, can I get to the one on the inside? Yes. On. Don't want to drop it again. I was just lucky to find the other one I dropped. So according to my theory, I can now take out these 4 nuts. These ones, 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope you can see them down there. And then, well, one is actually up here. And, well, the solar panel is attached with 2 of them. So I'm not sure if I can lift that out of place before. Well, we'll see. I think, is that a 1/2-inch socket? I don't know. Whoa. Okay, note to self, this one has a washer, the other one didn't. So now I need to lift up the solar panel. Okay, there's enough flex in here, and there's 2 more washers under the solar panel. These are actually plastic washers. And then, well, okay, that's easy. Then I can just lift this out of the way. But I guess I can just slide the bolts over so they no longer align with the holes, and I can do the same on the other side. Let me show you from the side maybe. These bolts sit in the top rail here, and well, it's completely free on this side now. You just have to lift it off of the bolts on the other side. If it slides down now, it will not only scratch my van, it will also break the camera as an added bonus, I guess. So there's another plastic washer on this one, and again I have to remember installing this, reinstalling it. Oops. Okay. And it's, wow. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it's gonna be. Well, I mean, I haven't reinstalled it yet. Over here at the workbench, let's look at what we have. So these are these little plastic plugs that cover the 2 holes that the new lights will go in. And this is just 1/2 inch, or I don't know, maybe it's something else, but it's for sure not big enough. And then one on the other side. It's really hard to do that with one hand and film at the same time. And then if we turn this around, at the back here, there are these rubber plugs, plastic plugs. Okay, cut. It's easier with 2 hands. What the heck? Okay, here we go. So this is the back of one of the existing lights, and there's a bunch of cables. Not sure why there's so many. Well, I guess they run a separate pair to each one and then connected them all in the front somewhere. Let me see if I can take one of them out. Just for reference, this is what an existing one looks like. It's a plastic lens with the LED inside. So this is one solid piece. The LED cannot be taken out, and then it sits in this rubber grommet here inside of the hole. It's maybe, you can even see on camera that this hole is a lot bigger than this one. I think this is 3/4 and this is 1/2 of an inch. So I need to make this bigger to the same size as this one. I bought a whole bunch of these extra marker lights. Well, 5 red ones, 5 yellow ones. See, these are the same, more or less. I mean, they're not identical, but I mean, they're both marker lights, same style and hopefully the same color, we'll see. Yeah, I guess the rubber grommet also looks a little different. Now that I have better access here on my workbench, I just noticed there's plenty of slack in the cable. It was all tucked into this side here, but it just loops around. So once I remove that, there's plenty of slack, which makes it really easy to solder in the additional cables for the 2 new lights. Also, I can move it out of the way in order to drill this hole a little bit bigger. I'm using a step drill bit that goes all the way to 3/4, so I can just drill it all the way through with this one. Well, the camera's in the way though. Like I said, this is all made from aluminum, so I'm not worried about corrosion. So I should be able to just drop this in now. Whoop. And while I have easy access to it, I just clean it a little bit. In the Winnebago world, the white cables are always ground and the yellow ones are 12 volts. So if I just want to confirm, if I add 12 volts to this one, well, it lights up the 3 existing ones. So now I need to wire the 2 new ones in parallel to those. And my new ones, the yellow one is also the positive one, and the black one is ground. So yellow to yellow, black to white. I'm using 16 gauge wire, which I guess is a little overkill, but it's the nicest cable that I have. Well, now I can pop it in on this side and run the cable to the other side. And then for the second one on this side, the cable is long enough that I don't really need to extend it. I can just wire it in here into this one. That's all the wires I now need to connect. This one from the new one on the passenger side, this black and red one from the new one on the driver's side, and then this one, which is the original one where the power is coming in. So I need to cut this and then, well, connect them all together. Yellow to red to yellow, and then white, white, or black and black. a big bunch of wires, but I'm using a 100-watt soldering iron, so it should get plenty hot. And before I shrink wrap the whole thing, just want to test it out real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. One final check before I put it all back together. Well, all 5 lights are working. Well, focus please. Wow, looks cool. Back to the van and getting it reinstalled. Hope that goes as smoothly as getting it off. Don't think it will be though. Let's see. Okay. Should be relatively straightforward. Okay, I have to do that from the other side. Yep, that's it. And now I have to go back to the other side, pop this one back in. Now I need to reattach the power cable and tuck it back in, and this is not something I can do one-handed, so I have to put the camera down. This might not be the perfect camera angle, but this is as good as it gets. Okay, even with 2 hands, this is hard. Okay, now I can pull the cable out a little bit. It's so frustrating. I exactly see where I need to go, but I cannot reach it, or not easily, or not at all. Maybe I need to take this off first. Well, I got the cable back in. I bolted down all those remaining nuts, and now it's done. Hope it still works. Boink. Yeah, it seems the ones on the outside, the new ones, are a little brighter than the original ones, but it is still symmetrical, so it's still okay. And if it starts bothering me, well, I can just replace the other 3 as well. And yes, I know, this isn't an upgrade for everyone, but even if you don't add these 2 additional ones, perhaps this video helps you to replace an existing one if it burns out or has some cable damage on the inside. In any case, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye. Well, let's head back in before the rain starts.